Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital teases a storm of heartbreak and chaos as Willow and Drew prepare for the wedding they believe will finally give them the peace and closure they've been searching for. After everything they've endured, the health scares, the emotional trauma, the distance created by secrets and betrayals, their decision to redo the ceremony feels like a hopeful reset. But in Port Charles, hope rarely comes without consequences, and it's becoming clear that this so-called do-over may turn into a catastrophe that shocks everyone in attendance. While Willow tries to convince herself she's ready to step into another chapter, the pressure slowly begins to show. She's determined to create a day that erases the pain of the past, yet every detail reminds her of what she's lost and what still feels out of place. Even as she tries to hide her nerves, those closest to her can sense that something isn't right. Drew, meanwhile, is doing his best to pretend that everything is under control. But deep down, he knows he's been carrying unresolved tension that could erupt at any moment. He's thrown himself into planning the ceremony, determined to create a perfect moment for Willow. But perfection is far from possible in a town where secrets lurk around every corner. As the wedding day approaches, whispers begin circulating about whether Willow is truly ready for this commitment. She's still emotionally fragile, and she's still dealing with complicated feelings about relationships she thought were settled long ago. Her heart has been pulled in different directions, and even though she wants to prove she's moved forward, the weight of her past keeps creeping in. Drew can sense her inner struggle, but instead of confronting it, he's been burying himself in distractions. That emotional distance may end up being the very thing that sets off a disaster no one sees coming. On the morning of the ceremony, Port Charles wakes up buzzing with anticipation. Friends and family gather, hoping that this wedding might finally bring a moment of calm to two people who desperately need something to go right. But almost immediately, warning signs appear. Willow starts feeling overwhelmed, and doubts she thought she had pushed away rise to the surface. She begins questioning whether this wedding is a genuine expression of love or an attempt to fix something much deeper. Her heart races, her thoughts spin, and it becomes clear that she may not be as certain as she wanted everyone to believe. At the same time, Drew faces his own unraveling. Despite the brave front he's put on, he's been struggling with guilt, pressure, and unresolved conflicts that keep resurfacing. He knows Willow senses the shift in him, and the fear of letting her down only intensifies the anxiety he's been hiding. As he rehearses his vows, he stumbles over words he once felt confident about, and doubt begins to creep in. He starts questioning whether they're rushing into this moment for the wrong reasons. And the closer they get to walking down the aisle, the more the tension between them builds. The ceremony's location, chosen for its peaceful atmosphere, ends up amplifying the discomfort instead. Every reminder of their previous wedding disaster hangs in the air, creating a sense of déjà vu that neither Willow nor Drew can shake. Guests begin noticing the subtle looks, the strained smiles, and the nervous energy radiating from the couple. It doesn't take long for concerns to spread quietly through the crowd. While everyone hopes they're simply dealing with pre-wedding jitters, it's becoming obvious that something deeper is brewing. Just minutes before Willow is supposed to walk down the aisle, a sudden emotional collapse threatens to bring everything to a halt. She tries to push through the panic, reminding herself of the commitment she promised to make. But her doubts intensify with every breath. She feels torn between wanting to honor the life she's built with Drew and questioning whether her heart is truly in the right place. She recalls moments she thought she had moved past, unresolved feelings that still sting, and the overwhelming fear that she's about to make a promise she can't fully uphold. Her bridesmaids rally around her, but their attempts to calm her only highlight how conflicted she truly is. Drew isn't doing much better. As the guests wait, he begins pacing, unable to shake a sense that something is about to go terribly wrong. He rehearses what he wants to say to Willow, but every line feels forced. His heart is pounding, and the pressure to replicate the moment they were cheated out of the first time becomes unbearable. He thought repeating the ceremony would heal old wounds, but now he worries they might be creating new ones. And in true Port Charles fashion, the timing couldn't be worse for shocking revelations to surface. Just when it looks like Willow might gather herself enough to proceed, an explosive interruption sends the entire event into chaos. A confrontation erupts that exposes tension neither the bride nor groom expected to deal with today. The interruption forces Willow to face truths she had buried deep inside, and Drew finds himself blindsided by accusations that strike at the very core of their relationship. The scene turns emotional and heated, leaving guests stunned as the couple's picture-perfect redo spirals into turmoil. As tempers flare, Willow reaches a breaking point. She realizes she can no longer pretend everything is fine. The expectations, the pressure, the emotional wounds, all of it becomes too much to carry. She begins questioning aloud whether this wedding is really what she wants, forcing Drew to confront feelings he's been suppressing as well. The honesty she unleashes shocks everyone, including Drew, who suddenly understands just how much pain they've both been avoiding. His attempt to salvage the ceremony only highlights how fractured things truly are. The emotional eruption sends the wedding into free fall. Guests whisper in disbelief as Willow and Drew face a moment of truth that could redefine everything between them. Instead of exchanging vows, they find themselves confronting the unresolved conflicts that have haunted their relationship from the beginning. The moment transforms into a raw, deeply vulnerable exchange neither of them expected to have in front of an audience. The future they thought they wanted suddenly feels uncertain, and each word exchanged makes the outcome even more unpredictable. By the time the dust begins to settle, it's clear the wedding is no longer happening the way they planned. Whether it's postponed, canceled, or transformed into something completely unexpected, one thing is certain: the do-over has unraveled in a way no one could have imagined. Willow and Drew are left standing in the emotional wreckage of a ceremony that was supposed to bring healing, but instead exposed fractures too deep to ignore. Port Charles will be watching closely as the fallout spreads, because what happens next could change the entire landscape of their relationships, their families, and their future. Willow and Drew wanted a day of redemption, but instead they may have opened the door to revelations that will echo far beyond this failed ceremony. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.